Hi, I'm Steve from Banner Sales and Consulting. We're here today with Daryl DeShase from Contenders Tree and Lawn. He is the branch manager, operations manager, who is going to demonstrate what his role is when it comes to loading these containers, getting them prepped and staged, where the technicians will take it from there. So we have the steel green machine here. This is the max 30 gallons on each tank, 60 gallons total. Nothing needs to be done for this machine ahead of time to prep. It is simply making sure the nozzles are clean. You don't take any nozzles out. You don't have to change any filters. Nothing extra has to happen to the machine whatsoever. So it makes it very easy to just implement this process. I'll leave it to Daryl to show his demonstration with you real quick, and you'll understand what it's all about.
All right, so every morning I do pre-mix for the guys just so they're ready to go. We have CalMag here, SP1 here, residues here, Nitro 22. So the first one that's going to be going in the tank that I mix up is CalMag. So I mix up for CalMag, and I come over here, I mix up SP1, and I stage it individually per tank. So I'll have stations for each guy. They come in, grab it, put a little bit of water in the tank, and then they mix. So that's my part, so I can show you what the technician does after they get what I have set up for them. So the first one's going in is CalMag. So this will already be pre-mixed for the guys. There's already water in the tank. I do suggest to agitate. It does help just mix the products around. Move over here, we'll do SB1.
Everybody needs to know that these four products, there is a mixing and loading order, which he's doing exactly as that. And Daryl does have jugs that have cap labels on it. You know, we'll take a permanent marker showing 1, 2, 3, and then 4. And he'll stage it this way so that the team has a dummy-proof system and knowing the order they grab the jugs while they're in the field. Because what he's doing now at the building, we'll set this up in the containers laid out for the guys to grab these containers and do it as he's doing. But they'll typically have the caps numbered.
I always put residues in with SP1, mix it around. This is the second product that goes in.
If you're doing the Nitro 22 first, it would have caused a clogging of everything. So we got to be very careful about that stuff. That Nitro 22 has to go last. It is a higher pH. That's what any nitrogen source will be. So that's why the micro products had to go in. CalMag first, SP1 with residues, and then Nitro 22 will be the final. So then they'll have now the 3 jugs of Nitro 22 going in.
I do like to agitate at 50 PSI as well. So there's a little bit more pressure than the machine recommends.
Both tanks are being loaded up with the Bio-Aeration, but if you want to do weed control, you could do 1 30-gallon tank with Bio, 130 with the weed control. Operate as a, you know, depending on the pressure of the season you're dealing with. Back caddies, obviously you have the ability to add on the additional tanks for weed control, spot treating situations as well.
Depending on the time of the year as well, you can do grub control or surface insecticide on the other tank as well. So you could do multiple surfaces.
Yeah, the main thing is that there was no fungicides in these tanks ahead of time with the previous day's use. if there was, a thorough rinse out would have to happen on tanks with fungicides. That's where the microbes are going to coagulate if you had a fungicide residues in these tanks. Insecticide will not affect the microbes in a way that you're going to have a coagulation at all. So this is like a compost tea, is really what this liquid actually will look like. There's nothing thick about that at all.
And the technician will top it off with water. At the end of the day, make sure you do use all your product, or it will make a little thick residues at the bottom of the tanks. But if the guys ever need more jobs, they call me. I can add new jobs real easy to their routes, so they can make sure that they benefit out of every use of the product that we mix in the morning.
So you're loaded up, that's it. This machine is just topping off with water is all it's needed. But right now at this point, these two tanks, how much square footage and how much revenue do you see happening?
Each tank, they're 30 gallons. They can do about 75,000 square feet per tank, and they can, two tanks set up can do about $2,000 each. So if you do 4 tanks, you're looking at about $4,000 in revenue.
Which is why you load up the jugs to have labeled as 1, 2, 3, and 4. You know, all the 1, 2, and 3, because SB1 residues, you put that together.
Yes.
The residues, once it's in a water solution, has 24 hours to be applied, correct?
Correct.
So when the guys get to the point where they're in the field, they've run 2 loads, the first load loaded at the building, the second load in the field, $4,000 to $4,500, somewhere in there. Then if they have any extra left over in the tank, which is going to be the residues, the trichoderma microbes, they're going to die. They will do what? They will call you on the field to say they need more?
They'll call me and say, I finish all my jobs, I still have more product, so I will just go in the system and add a couple more jobs for how many square feet they got. They usually tell me how much water they have. I know how much square footage they can do. So then I just add that, and then they benefit more.
So you can end up having a guy doing 4,500, maybe closer to 5.
They can do $5,000 a day.
Wow, amazing. And your job, your role means that you don't have to deal with invisible fences and broken sprinkler lines, machines that have caused damage to themselves. I mean, just
muddy messes in the yards for a couple days.
No technician here needs to get a certification. It's not pesticides. There's no licensing needed for this, so it's nice and easy that you could take an aerator employee to come on board as part-time, brand new, and they just go with this, huh? Okay. Wonderful. Well, thank you for sharing that with us. I think everybody's going to find it's a lot easier than they thought, especially being that it's 4 containered products. They have to be mixed together, but it's not that difficult whatsoever. If it was in one jug, it wouldn't have the magic behind the cocktail that's put together for full benefit, dynamic performance with this. Everybody loves it. Thank you.